Good evening, and hi. That happened. Good evening, and welcome to the Airsoft to show your fortnightly Airsoft podcast, interviewing retailers, manufacturers, sites, and personalities in the community. Joining us this week, we'll go straight into it. A man that really doesn't need any introduction, but we'll give one anyway. We've got Luke of Negative Airsoft joining us this week. Hello. Tell the people about yourself, Luke.
I act like a cunt to make other people laugh.
Boom. Done. So we've got a couple of people starting to join in already. So good evening to you guys. Before we go into sort of yourself in a bit more detail, Negative Airsoft, all that.
Do you know what? He's got a name. His name's Luke. No, I'm just in case you got confused. Yeah. You can call me what you like, really.
So we're going to go into
I'm going to say something that's going to completely derail you, and then you're going to make a conscious effort and not say and it's going to make you say
Yeah, no, I'm going to go with the MOA roundup. So basically, we just sort of said we'll go over to Luke with this one because he'll just tell you what was shit, and that's all you need to know.
Everything. Bolt are releasing a gas blowback MWS. That's going to go really well.
Yeah, so that'll be interesting to see that one flop like everything they tried to copy off of Tokyo Marui ever. It was just, I think they sort of went in too half-heartedly and half-assed with the trying to take on the recall side of things with TM. And I guess KWA as well, also a strong second place on the recall systems, my personal opinion. Luke will probably disagree. I can see that smirk.
I like it when something gets released that you then can't get part support for. Really good, I like that. So, KWA, you made your pistons out of soft cheese, yeah? Okay, well I take it I can put any old piston in there. No. Oh. So why did you do that? Fuck you, that's why.
Yeah.
We've got your money now.
You also can't get them.
Yeah, I'm just thinking back to the Airsoft Anonymous post when I think you went in and it might have been TJ's gun that you literally just wrote in purple pen all over. And it was like oh, dear,
I wanted to use a compass or something and really leave my mark, but I wasn't allowed.
Yeah. Basically the only thing really talking about there, Bolt releasing the gas blowback, going to be shit. Buy a TM instead.
I get confused the amount of there's a few MWS copies now, and I'm getting really confused which one is which. Oh, that one's actually the SEMA, but it's not. It's the Double Eagle, but it's a SEMA mags. You can't use the SEMA mags, and your brain goes, no, what?
Yeah.
Which one have I got? Well, this one's the EMG. Which one's that? It could be one or two. Ah, fuck. That's true.
Yeah, this has always been the way, though, hasn't it? You like the amount of guns I've seen over the years where it's like, oh yeah, you can only use these proprietary mags that won't work. G&G comes to mind with my combat machine that I had, the first one I had. Buy G&G mag, doesn't work.
It works with the mag that comes in the box. That's why they put that mag in the box.
That's the only mag you can use, and no other.
you will have a high cap for the rest of your life and like it.
I do like a high cap for the rest of my life. That's exactly what I want.
Yeah, not for me, but as they say, each to their own. So let's get into you.
Okay, which end?
So, well, Adam gets one, I get the other. Ailey can watch.
Hey, if the money's
What
there, I'll go
privilege,
airtight. That's fine by me.
So,
here on the Airsoft the show, we're going to make Negative Airsoft airtight. In we go.
Yes.
What's your favourite gun, Luke? Yeah, me too.
I mean, we were just talking about the impressive collection of replicas you've got there anyway. So
You have to put a number on it. How many have you got?
Some kind of excuse to clean my gun room because I've not been in. I've been up here like twice. I've actually cleaned the sad loser room in about a year and a half. So I better do it.
So I've got Chaos and Shoes from Keith. Brad's coming in saying it's probably been said 1,000 times, but Luke's reminded me of the great Rick Mile.
Rick Mail. Who the fuck is Rick Mile?
Well, it's been a long day.
Rick Mile.
It's down to my.
I do a good Rick Mail. Fuck off,
so yeah, we're not going to ask you for your favourite gun because that's a lame question to go to, and you've got so fucking many in there. So I guess sort of like, what makes you just decide I'm going to buy this and then keep it for the rest of my life and probably never use it?
Money burn the hole in the pocket. Not liking it, but knowing you haven't got one already. It's like anyone who collects anything. No one who collects comic books really wants that many comic books. No one who collects that many fucking whatevers, naked grandpa pictures, really wants that many, but they can't stop, and that's why I've got so many. Because I see something that I do not like, but I've only got 2 of them, and I might need a 3rd one, and then I'll get a 3rd one. And if someone else, so do you want a 4th one? And that's how you end up with like 19 Desert Eagles.
Because I was going to say, you gave us a quick little sweep around the room before we came online, and I think Adam was in awe with just.
Yeah, I was saying I knew you got a lot, but oh my god, like just.
I think you put HK's boardroom to shame.
Yeah.
Which one?
Heckler, what your collection compared to the HK boardroom?
Yeah. But there's more cool people there. There's less cool people hanging around near me.
If you had to put a number on how many you'd got, what would it be?
Yes.
Roughly.
It's like 400.
Too many to count.
Yeah.
I mean, just that one rack of pistols is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. 26 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. What's 26 by 8?
Go on, Ailey, quick maths. No pressure.
26 by 8. That's just one rack of pistols. That's just one rack.
Maybe.
Not to mention all the other ones that you had lying around on the sides. And
exactly. I do the really plush ones are up there.
Like,
yeah.
Like the
that was wrong. 209.
How many? 208? So 208, just that one rack of pistols, just that one rack, and I've got the other side with rifles on it, and I've got everything else around the room.
I was going to say if I just share this picture of their boardroom, and then Luke can basically do the big dick swinging and show everyone what he's got there. So this is their boardroom.
Well, just the rack behind Luke is already.
Yeah, just behind. Yeah.
Yeah, just that rack. There's more.
So, where did a pre-hop-up electric M16A1 by TM discontinued in about 1998? Have they got one of them? I don't think they do. They've got real guns.
I was still at school then.
Yeah.
I was 3.
I was already working in Airsoft, you fuckers.
Yeah.
So what made you get into teching? Like, what made you fancy doing that?
Luke, just that's what I did. I haven't got any good reason behind it. It's just something I started doing. I never intended to do it at all. I started off painting model figurines for a bookshop when I was like 14, 15, and that's kind of how it started. Then paint this gun to look real, and then I want to put this in a film, or I want to put this on display, or it's going to go to a museum, paint it so it looks real, and it's like, well, it is real. Yeah, but make it look more real by painting it. And you go, what?
We've got Billy Oryx in the comment going back to that M16 saying he wasn't even born yet from when that was discontinued. We've had another question coming from Keith Fox saying, what was the straw that broke the camel's back and drove Luke to post his recent Airsoft moment rants?
Dickheads.
Dickheads, right?
Dickheads.
Fairly simple answer.
They are everywhere, and there's nothing you can do about it. See, I've been looking for this. Right, I had this bolt right for ages, and I've been looking for which fucking gas M4 it is, and I've just dug it up. I've just found it. Just in the king arms. There we go. Look at that.
Happy days.
Sat on that for fucking ages. Where the fuck is that from? This shit.
So, a lot of people will remember you from your charm and definitely not hilarious safety brief during the days at the mall.
Stop it.
So, how did you get involved with the mall?
I was selling a. This is how specific. You could ask me. Like, I forgot my birthday, right? As in, I forgot that it was going to be my birthday, and I forgot that it was like what age I was. I've gone back in time twice, because twice I forgot my fucking age, and I've really thought I was a year older than I was twice, right? But I can remember that somebody called Ian was going to buy a both elephant electric Styroorg off me. He's like, "You do this for me, and then I'll buy it." "Yeah, I'll do that for you." "Okay, you do this for me as well, then I'll buy it." "Yeah, okay." And then he was just like, "Yeah, I definitely got any money now." And I was in the middle of sending him this big fucking, you reckon? And he's like, "Actually, Marshall, an airsoft site. We need some staff. You're in Reading. Do you want to come along?" And I was like, delete. Which site? And they were like, "Well, it's the Friars Walk shopping mall in Reading." And I was like, "Fuck, I live moments from there. I didn't know they turned to an airsoft site because I wasn't paying attention. I was still going to different airsoft sites." And I went along, and then one thing led to the other. Started working there, sort of semi full time. It started out with only having events every other Sunday, and then it moved up and up and up and up and up, and then I bought the company. Then I gave my half of the company away. And that's it.
Yeah, because I mean, I think I first played there 16, 17, maybe. It was my first game there, and it was like I was hooked. And it was like we used to come to the Thursday night game straight from work a full day, all our kit in the car, straight there. Change.
Were you the fuckers who would hang around outside, like myself especially, right? But the staff would arrive outside, and all we want to do is go inside and just sit down and have a coffee before you pricks turn up. And you're like, "Oh, we've got a question. It's like, I'm not fucking here yet.
No, that wasn't us. That definitely was not us.
I'm not.
We used to.
I got paid for whatever I did there. It was fine for me.
No, half the time we used to turn up with about 15 minutes left of chrono because traffic getting there was shit.
Yeah, that's it. Your poor planning absolutely led to that.
Yeah.
Sorry, no, it was, of course, the traffic.
Our stupid work that were making us work so
it's
late.
Always someone else's fault I'm late.
Yeah. But it was one of those sites that you just had to keep going back to, and those who played it and those who remember it will know it was something very different. You know, running around downstairs, it's pitch black, you can't see your hand in front of your face, and then all of a sudden you're in a ball pit. The amount of airsofters that just spent their time sitting in a ball pit.
Sounds like a perfect day out for Ailey.
Basically, yeah. I think the camera just moved. Hang on, let's put that fucking thing down a little bit.
It was one of those sort of sites I always wanted to play it, but for whatever reason, I never actually managed to get down. I'm gutted I missed out.
Yeah, it was.
No, again, you've missed out on something absolutely amazing. You've only got yourself to blame, and that's where you are today. That's why you are the way you are. It's okay. Some people are destined to be flakes.
I'll cry into my pillow tonight.
Oh, definitely. I mean, what was it? 3 floors, weren't it?
Tiny problems. It's fucking horrible to me. I need more food.
Going back to some of the comments, we got Deb Kinden saying that she thought you were in a shop.
Nah.
That's just your house. Fergie saying, "Hey Luke, aka Vivian." I feel like there's a story there.
Vivian, that is a reference to the young ones.
Right. And then, out of your entire collection from the monastery, what is considered your most rare item?
I've got this. Hang on. I had one hair. I was in the bath earlier on having a wank, and I couldn't get this one hair out, and I finally got it, and it ended up tickling me. I mean, that's been plaguing me for a while, but now I finally got it, I think. So that's probably the one. That's the one. That is what I'm so glad that I finally got, because it really was tickling my inside of my nasal cavity.
Okay, gun-wise.
Gun,
What's
yeah.
your rarest?
What do you want to see? I mean,
Well, what do you class as your sort of holy grail out of all of your?
Yeah.
If you had to pick one of them, what do you reckon is your
Hudson Jericho. There's one. You know, let's see. Silent. What the fuck is a Hudson Jericho? What do you want?
It's just the way you literally just go, that one.
That one because it's in front of my face.
Yeah.
Exactly. Look at the cobwebs on it. He loves them so much. They come in cobwebs.
Oh, here we go. Fergie's trying to start shit. Something HPA Day, Luke.
Ah. Oh, that comes. Yeah. You had to poke the bear at the zoo, didn't you? You just missed out on a VP70 in its box. You just missed out on that.
So I guess
1903 Hammerless.
fucking hell.
Pretty sure I've got the only one of those existing in there.
Nice.
That's cool.
Little bit of Red Dead Redemption going on there.
Yeah.
It's a good one, not the
Cowboys.
shit boring one.
So with the demise of them all, how hard was that to watch, seeing something that you'd sort of built up over a number of years just basically go almost overnight?
You know how I wasn't so grumpy before?
Yeah. Because I was going to say, like, I only really...
The Kurgan wasn't always the Kurgan, but at some point he becomes the Kurgan. And that's what's happened.
Because I mean, playing there and just sort of seeing, like, first you lost the dog leg, and then slowly it was like, oh, we've only got a little bit longer left, and then it was sort of kept getting extended, and then eventually it was like, yeah, this is our last game now.
Yeah, we decided not to really announce it the last one, only because I was battling with them to try and keep it open. It should have gone down 2-3 months before it did.
Yeah.
But we battled it, and then like, these are the biggest complaints that I ever received as well, because people, some fucking Karen was doing a nut. You didn't email us to tell us you were suddenly closing tonight for unknown circumstances. And it's like, yeah, that's because I came in and builders had taken the fucking roof off the dog leg. Like, what do you want? You know, I don't really... Well, it's very unfair, isn't it? Yeah, it's really unfair. My staff aren't getting paid. I'm not getting paid. And this might mark the end of the site. And we didn't know. But I'm really sorry you had to drive 10 minutes. Get back in your fucking Land Rover and piss off.
Yeah.
So what was it? They just wanted the
that,
site back to
say that
redevelop, or what was the reason for closing?
Yeah, that was it.
Yeah.
There's flats and shit on there right now.
Oh, okay.
But, you know, once... I mean, that happened fucking years before it actually closed. But it was a battle of, well, can we have it one more month? You know, you're going to leave it vacant for 6 months afterwards anyway to do stuff too. You know, and they say, well, what if you let us take down this wall, we'll let you do this over here, and you just play that game for a while, and it's all just politics and bullshit. And the end, that's it. That's the end. This is going to be your final day, and we elected not to really tell anybody until it was that time, only because we knew that when you have people who are Airsoft dickheads, they will turn up. If it's the last event you're ever going to do, why are they going to follow the rules? So we basically just announced it to our known regular players first and said, if you want to book on, this is our last month and this is the last event, if you want to do that, do it. And that way we filled it up with nice people rather than just Airsoft dickheads who wanted to turn up and be arseholes.
Well,
which is now every
well. It opens it up to your regulars, the sort of fan base that you spent all that time building up as well then.
Exactly. And, you know, it was a big thing that mattered to a lot of us. Yeah. It really mattered. And obviously, Ben and I bought the business, and then we opened up Zmart, and lockdown had gone literally at that exact time. And it was a case of like, oh, shit. oh shit, we've just bought a company and we can't open. Oh shit.
Yeah.
And that's basically one of the reasons I sort of gave my half of the business away and went, there's just not enough money to make both of us money worth earning. So I've got too much going on with Negative Airsoft now. And I've got too much. I'm doing this job as well that I really like, and I've got job. So I'm just going to leave. I don't want anything. I'm gone.
Yeah.
I don't want anything. I got my investment amount back, but I think I made about 140 quid in the 2 or 3 years we actually owned Z Adventures, which is just a good amount of money in a few years. 140 quid.
Yeah. But it was I mean, from like a player perspective, I can remember the dog leg just all of a sudden wasn't there when we turned up at the site.
Yeah. That's exactly what happened to us. Yeah. I got to work and was like, fuck, this is what's just happened. Like, oh my God, it's just not here anymore.
Was it the mall I saw? Was it there that I saw something about a big clock and they took the clock down? Is that the mall?
Yeah, I got a message in the middle of the night because they'd taken the clock down and taken it into the safe zone. And I got a message saying we've done something, and I'm like, what have you done? And Steve Cox and Fonzie and Hayden, everyone's there, Darren, they're all doing their thing. And I get in the morning and the clock is it's the biggest clock you've ever fucking seen. No one knew what it was made out of because it was always just up in the ceiling. And suddenly this fucking great big clock was in the safe zone. And I'm like,
what the fuck are we going to do with that?
How did you get it down here? And they're like, we did a thing.
So what is the location of the clock these days?
Landfill, I think. I desperately tried to keep it. I still have one of the Friars Walk signs around one of the big wrought iron signs or aluminium signs from outside. It says Friars Walk. I've still got that.
Yeah.
And that is stored away lovingly in my mother's garage because I don't know where to fucking put it because it's too big. Like I couldn't. Like there's nowhere in my house where I could fit this bloody. It's a shopping centre sign. It's big. It's like 10 foot across, and I've got these wonderful videos of them driving down the road with it on the fucking roof, taking it to my place.
Fergie's just heading off, so he's just said he's off. So catch up later, Fergie. Catch you soon.
Bye, Jason. Love you.
Just to show you just how significant it was, just losing that little dog leg, because it was a nice little bit to fight round. I think my first ever game there, it was like a fallback game, and you ended up in the dog leg at the end of it.
Not quite down, so you had basically attacked that area, and when you got killed,
did I imagine it as well that used to be a part of the site at one point?
Yeah, that was the old bingo hall. Yeah. I went in there once, and I never actually played in there. I never hosted or helped run a game in there. Nothing. I just poked my head in once while things were happening in there, and it was cool. It was good for sort of a five-a-side. But it's a little tiny place. So it's pistols, shotguns kind of thing, five-a-side, bingo hall, and it was fun. But obviously, when that was the first thing to get torn down. And so that's where all our chairs for the safe zone came from. We went to having those. We nicked all the fucking chairs. I say I had nothing to do with it.
Yeah. So this was the dog leg coming off the site. This might actually be before the site opened because this is May 2012. This photo.
I mean, God, 2012 would be. I mean, we were open 9.5 years.
2014. There's your van that you used to have. So that's where the site was open. So you can see the dog leg sort of running down. So it was a fairly significant little area to go into, and you could sort of look through the lifts, and I don't know who that bloke is.
Yeah, I mean, the majority of what you can see, like in the picture right now on the right-hand side, that was all underneath the dog leg, but then you had CNA and everything. The actual dog leg area didn't do a lot. It was great as a regen point, and it was great for a couple of games, but you couldn't do a lot with it. It wasn't a significant part of the site, but it was just a bit of an iconic part of the site. And obviously, we had the people saying, well, if the site's lost like a little tiny bit, we want to pay a little bit less. And it's like, we're still paying the same fucking rent. In fact, we're paying more. So,
so you
imagine how much you think it costs to rent an entire shopping centre. And then that's how much we're going to pay. So, we're not knocking the price.
And then this was after they knocked it down. So you can sort of see it's just cut that side. In fact, if we go on the road, you can sort of see this was this CNA, this bit along here?
Yeah, that was all CNA.
Yep.
I keep saying is. I mean, there's nothing there now. That is all flats, people living in them.
This is it now. Sorry, this was it in 2020. Google Maps haven't updated it.
The parking is all gone. Everything there is gone. If you do if you refresh the, I mean, God, for a little while, There was this little shit used to break into our site every chance he got. So I wrote his fucking name in the stones on the roof with expletives on there, and that was on Google Earth for fuck knows how long.
That's awesome.
But I mean, that really just sort of shows, like with CQB sites, you've got to appreciate the time that you have with them, because they can just go at any time. Any CQB site is on prime real estate,
and that's it. You know, it used to be the policy that you want to get as much money in as you can.
Yeah.
And if the place is going to sit idle, you've still got to pay your council tax. You still got to pay your rates. And so if it's sitting empty, you've got to pay security to look after it. And so the government put up schemes whereby, they will let you off certain things if you've got people in there just using it, and to make sure that didn't happen anymore, all those schemes are basically dead. Those schemes are long gone. So it doesn't benefit anymore to buy up a property and leave it vacant for years, waiting for the prices to go in your favor so you can then develop on it.
Yeah.
Now it is a case of you're going to get more benefits if you buy it and fuck it off instantly.
Yeah.
Which is why there are less and less and less decent indoor sites.
Yeah.
In the way that, there have been some really big shopping centre sites, but none of them have been legitimate. They've been like, well, we're just going in here and then we're going to use it for getting to make a video, and then we're going to get caught by the police and run away,
Yeah,
a lot of the American ones are like that.
This is it. It's not even just shopping centres. There's all sorts of sites that could make really great sites. Yeah, Bravo One.
That shut down during COVID because obviously they still wanted the rent, but with lockdown laws and things like that, they couldn't run games. So unfortunately, they had to.
Knowing what we know now, it was like, well, we could have kept going, But what you think that you've got two ways to look at it. Are you going to do the right thing, the honourable thing, where you look after people who you are never going to meet? Or do you do the dishonourable thing and go, fuck it, I'm going to keep running? And obviously, they don't tell you cannot run. They don't tell you cannot operate. What they say is, can you guarantee that nobody on your site will breach the COVID guidelines? And you say, well, what do you mean? And they say, well, is there a chance that someone can walk around the corner and accidentally bump into somebody? And then you say, and I remember saying so many times, well, can you guarantee that won't happen in your office? And they just say, we're not talking about me, we're talking about you.
Yeah.
And it was a case of, if they shut you down, they've got to pay you.
Yeah.
If you decide you can't operate within their guidelines, then you've decided to close. They don't know you shit.
Yeah. This is it.
And so some sites just carried on running. And it turns out that it's Peter Griffin, and he wants the ice cream. And it's when God, what's the newsman's name in Family Guy?
Tom Tucker.
Tom Tucker, and he's like, don't you touch the ice cream? Oh, don't you open that door? Don't you take the lid off? You big trouble. And that is basically what happened. It's like if you break the COVID lockdown restrictions, there you go. We're going to send you a letter, and you do it again, and they go, oh, we're going to send you such a letter, and then you do it again, and they go, right, that's it. Somebody send a letter. Somebody send a letter.
Yeah. And then you go, hang on a minute, you're having a party down in the street.
Right, now we're sending you a second letter. You're going to get another letter. And it's like, so basically nothing happens.
Just you wait till we get home. Just you wait. Don't know what's going to happen when we get there, but something.
Yeah. Or like when
your father gets home.
when the parents used to do the countdown to try and get you to go to your room or whatever, and you'd always push your luck and get as close as you dare.
Mine was
I do that when I can't find screwdrivers. I put the screwdriver down, I turn away, and I look back, and it's not there, and I go 5, 4, like it's going to fucking appear to me. And when I get to 1, I've got nowhere to go, and I'm like, fucking hate airsofters.
Right, what else?
And so we were that was the position we were in. We opted, let's do the honourable thing, and we're just not going to open.
Yeah,
let's do it that way.
Yeah,
and then people still ran their airsoft sites like that, and you go, got it.
Well, this was another thing as well. It was when
they also got plenty of flack for doing so as well, didn't they? To be fair, within the
community. Yeah. To be fair though, I get lots of flack all the time. Doesn't change a fucking thing about what I do.
No, true.
Oh, sorry about all that. It's like the people who dump toxic waste. Oh, you're getting fined $20,000 per barrel. That's all right, because we charge them $50,000 per barrel to dump it. Where's my checkbook?
Yeah.
What does it matter? So yeah, not that I'm disillusioned or anything.
So as a site operator, then how hard was it watching people going, well, we're just going to fuck it off and open, while you were sitting there going, no, we're trying to be the responsible owner?
There's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah.
You bitch about it, but there's nothing you can do about it because there's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah.
What are you going to do? What are you going to do? You're going to break COVID rules and go down there? You know, like if you're going to do that, you may as well just not bother closing.
Yeah.
So you just sit there and you go, we're going to do the right thing. We're going to do the right thing. And I always maintain, I will always try and do the right thing.
Yeah.
And sometimes doing the right thing ain't doing the right thing. Smith, you know, we can hold our head up high and go, we did the right thing.
Yeah.
I worked 105 hours a week. I was doing the right thing. I was working for a fucking DHL at the time. You know, I was doing the right thing. Other people weren't, but there's nothing I can do about it.
I think there was two kinds of people as well. Like from what I experienced personally, there was the people that had to work all the way through and were just so exhausted from having to do everything at the end of it. Yeah, same. You were so fucked off and exhausted by the end of it that you just didn't want to do anything for a while. You just wanted some time to chill.
When people you meet and people say, "Oh yeah, it's really good, yeah," because I'm self-employed, right? I just said that I'm to carry on working from home. I need a new PC, so I bought a new gaming laptop, and the government they paid for it. And you sit there and you go, "I'm working 105 hours a week. Why do you
people
think
who need grants that aren't getting them, and you're fucking getting a new laptop?"
Yeah, I'm doing my negative airsoft stuff. I'm working for other people as well. I'm working for DHL, and I'm trying to maintain that site, and I'm trying to just keep everything flowing. You know, it's a 105 hours a week was my average. It was fucked up. It was fucked up, and it makes you fat and bald, is what it's done. Because what else are you going to do? And so yeah, you know, but I actually really enjoyed working for DHL. I enjoyed it so much that when it came to the choice of do I fuck off DHL and try and put everything back into Z, whilst keeping negative airsoft going, and I was like, actually, I really like working for DHL, and when I retire, I'm going to go back and work at DHL because I really enjoyed it. Enjoyed it.
Just a couple more comments here. We've got John Mack. He's saying, "I'm Gen X. I didn't get countdowns. I got my arse beat." Yeah. Going back to
fair. It's really fair.
Yeah, going back to the collection.
I think the music in the 90s, all right. What did you do on a Friday evening now? I'm so bored. There's only like 10 million things I can do on a Friday evening now. I've even got to go out because they'll deliver drugs to my house, you know? And it's like on a Friday evening to me when I was 18, 19, and I swear to God, before we'd go out to the metal club, we'd sit at my girlfriend Katie's house with our friends and throw stones into a polystyrene cup. Because that's all we fucking had. Yeah. All right? Fucking millennials.
Brad Ellsmore again. He's saying, "What is the favourite gun you own?" So, least favourite gun you own.
Actually, my favourite one is here. Where is it?
What is your least favourite as well after that? Because I've misread.
That's my favourite. Mm-hmm. My grandmother got that for me before she passed away. Probably 2001, 2002 is when I got it. And I machined the slide for it. That is my favourite. It's my Smith & Wesson Shorty 40. I love that.
So there's a little bit of sentimental value there as well.
And my least favourite gun that I own, it's so sad that I have least favourite guns that I own because I own things I don't fucking like.
But that boils round to the collection and collecting guns that you don't have, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. In fact, this one here, probably, this is the one that, again, I don't own a single high capper. I don't, but I do own other things. I've got this. I've got two of these. I had three. I sold one, and I made a decent profit on it, and it. That is a Western Arms Pro Killer 3.9 Geigen. That is a semi and full auto Strayovoid Infinity. This, with its box and with its instructions, is £500-600.
Wow. I imagine that's quite nose heavy.
Compared to what high cappers do because it's a better and newer design, but these go these in Japan, like if it's mint in box, they go for a fucking serious penny even over
there. Okay. Question coming in from Sam, who was one of the guys I used to go to the mall with regularly. Actually, he said, "What was your most memorable moment as the Terminator?"
I did the Terminator once or twice because I didn't like the getting sweaty and all that other crap. I never really liked playing him. I hated that fucking game. Terminator 2 is my favourite film, and I felt that it was souring a good thing because everybody, we have a Terminator game. We have a game where the Terminator's out there and he's got his gun. He's going to shoot everyone in full auto. And then the people who beg you for a Terminator game, you know, it's in the title. There's a big robot cunt, and he's got a big gun that does crazy rate of fire, and he's walking around in full auto.
And they're getting arsed because they're getting shot.
Shoot at him, yeah, and as soon as they shoot at him, he turns around and shoots them. They storm off and fucking create hell. It's not fucking fair. He shot me.
You know the premise of this game.
What do you think was going to happen?
Honestly, though, downstairs in the basement in the tunnels, and you just see these red eyes appear next to you. It's fucking terrifying.
That was just us really sleepy from dealing with you, Felix.
Going back to your least favourite gun, Eyelid wants it. You should give it to her from John Mack.
I really don't. I'm sorry. I don't like that at all. Please.
Billy RX on YouTube. Question for Negative. KWA MP9. Would you recommend just buying a tracer unit and converting the outer barrel or converting the original suppressor?
What did I do? I was a man about it, and I converted all mine to TMPs.
There you go.
I've got another one over here. I'll go to the other side of the room. I've got one here. I've got another one. Hold on. There's another one. But that one is the Vorsk VM1 VMP1, whatever the fuck, the Vorsk thing that I've just converted it to be. You can see it says Vorsk. It says Vorsk. Yeah. That is a blue nozzle, and I've converted that to be TMP.
Nice. So yeah, what was it that got you doing more and more tech stuff then? Because I only really sort of heard about Negative Airsoft maybe a year or so before.
People that knew me that I'd go out and have food with, like staff from the mall, friends, and they'd watch the channel and not even know it was me. Because obviously I don't fucking talk like this in real life. One day I'll just use my normal voice, and people are going to be. You guys have heard my normal voice before and realise exactly how I actually sound, and that's going to be a confusing time for anybody who really actually gets to hear me. He's not. I can't all the time. What the fuck's going on? Playing a character, fucking bullshit. What's the question?
How did you start doing more tech stuff?
How was it? Sort of like what sort of made you do the tech stuff more and more? Really,
I was getting pissed off with the amount of stuff being bought and sold, and buy this brand new thing. This is the brand new thing. It's out right now. You've got to have one because it's fucking amazing, most reliable thing we've ever had. But they haven't even finished unwrapping the pallet that these guns have come on. They don't know any of this stuff. Yeah, and they sell it to you, and then you can't get spare parts, and it breaks down instantly, and you're left with a dud thing, and the shop stops answering your messages eventually, and I'll do this tech work, and the tech work, is just the worst kind of trash, and you go, right, I think it's time people stop doing that.
Yeah,
perhaps, maybe, and that is why I took up Novrich's offer of doing the UK warranty stuff on the AEGs, because he's like, we offer this warranty because of Brexit and everything else that's happened. That makes things a little bit difficult, and because of all these new sanctions and all this other stuff and lockdown.
Is that as in people sending their guns to him to fix?
Yeah,
okay.
They come to me, and then they send me all the parts I need, and I just put it back to factory spec. Fix anything, because if you buy it from Novrich, you get their 25-year warranty, provided you've not been a tool with it. But even when people have been a complete tool, generally speaking, they look after the customers and go, well, we can see that you've poured whipped cream down the barrel and we don't know why, but don't worry, we'll pay Luke to clean it for you. And that was something I appreciated, and that's why he is one of the only people that I work for.
And as a warranty goes, that's pretty good, isn't it?
Because I appreciate the help. He's trying to support the aftercare, and it might take a little while to get an answer for an email, but once you've got me, and then that's it.
Yeah, this is it. Because how many times do you sort of hear? Well, I suppose seeing as a lot of the manufacturers are sort of like in Asia or whatever. Anyway, you don't get much support at all. Well, no support.
You get nothing. This is my problem with KWA. The new thing comes out, everyone stocks it, and the wholesalers go, we promise it'll be better this time. Stifler,
Yeah.
right? And then you get the thing, and your piston strips instantly, and they go, "We haven't got any pistons," and their piston's slightly wider.
I've got
Okay.
And they
a
just
crazy
go off and you
idea.
go,
Make
right,
a gun that works. Just a thought.
because this is an outlying tiny fact. As much as I hate the establishment, airsofters are dickheads, and they're going to break it.
This is
There's
true.
nothing that anyone can make, that there are people. I think Jack D said it the best, and that is that everyone should be entitled to free healthcare, but it depends how stupid you are on how quickly you get seen at A&E. If you've walked under a ladder and you've had a fucking mallet fall on your head, that's pretty stupid. You'll be seen in half an hour.
Or if you've picked up a
nail gun
live
and you've picked up
pyro.
on my lap and I've shot a nail through my leg. Well, that was really
I
fucking
was just
stupid.
going to
2
say, I
hour wait.
was trying to bite my tongue there, but Adam said it for me, so I don't need to. So.
What, picking
What
up
was
live
that?
pyro and to throw it back and it blows your hand to pieces and then you moan at the NHS.
Yeah, exactly. But then we enter the realms of, Luke's got an unpopular opinion, and I've got fucking loads of them, and I normally give them to myself.
We live an unpopular opinion. Go for
it. It's so unfair. He's in there dying of cancer, and they won't even let him out to fucking have a fag, and it's like,
Yeah.
What, do you want smoking water? I don't know.
Literally, when I years ago, I had to stay in hospital for a couple of weeks because I had a viral infection, quite a bad one. So, it was sort of like after about a week, I was starting to recover. They were like, "Well, try and get up and walk around and that, like go outside, get the muscle mass going and that." And as I go outside, there's literally people wheeling out their IVs to have a fag. I think the worst one I saw was the bloke with the oxygen bottle having a fag.
You're a bad person.
Yeah.
I don't smoke. I get pissed off because in the Reading Town Centre, again, this goes back to me working in the Reading Town Centre. I've got up in the morning, I've answered emails from one company, I've done the work for another company, I've done my Negative Airsoft stuff, then I've gone to work for DHL, I'm still answering emails on the way home. While I'm at the bus stop, I want to have a beer. And sometimes I might get to drink a beer on a bus. And do you know what? When you're working 100+ hours a week, that's a fucking nice thing.
Yeah.
And there's a PTSO and a regular police officer, and they stopped me. And there was this kid sitting next to me, and he's got his booner on, and he's like, and they look at me, and they stop and look at me, and he's like, "Sorry, it's a £50 fine if you drink. This is an alcohol exclusion zone. You'll get a fine." And I was like, I'm so tired. It's locked down and I'm here, and I just want to finish my beer. I had to pay £3 for this little bottle because the only one that's open is there. It's really expensive. I'm just going to finish my beer. I said, it's not really fair. Come on now. And he's like, no, I will. I issue you with a £50 fine. You might even get more and go to court. And this kid sat next to me with a booner has got an entire mouth and lung full. He's like trying to keep it in. Eventually he goes, man's got a point. And just carries on smoking this joint in just absolute public in front of the police. And they just went bemused. The PCSO's like, I want to do something about this. The police officer's like, we're going, yeah? We're going? And I got to finish my beer, and I was like, nice.
I've just seen this, talking about crazy hospital moments, I've just seen this one from Pest. He said, I was on a cardiac ward for 7 weeks. A few nights I had pizza and kebab. Now, my question there is, was that pizza and kebab at the same time? Or you had pizza one night and kebab the next night?
You take the meat, you put it in the pizza, and you fold it over, and you slide it in yourself, knowing you're a gluttonous cunt, but it's one.
Yeah.
That does sound pretty good, to be fair. Not going to lie.
Where was it? There was up in Manchester a few years ago. Went up to see Steel Panther, I think it was.
Oh, nice.
And afterwards, we're like, "Oh, food. What should we get?" There was a takeaway delivered to my mate's house. He was having a little bit of a shindig as well after the gig, and I ordered a doner kebab calzone, and I swear to God, it was the most glorious thing I've ever tasted. Ooh. But also, you could feel your arteries clogging the entire time you were eating it. It was like, I literally feel. Yeah.
It's when your hands the next day, you've got up in the morning, you feel a bit rough, and your hands still smell of kebab meat, and then you go and you have a shower or wash, you go to work, and at work, all you can smell, you still smell like kebab meat, and you're
just like, is that me?
I want another one. Yeah,
it's the only thing you can smell for about a week. Speaking of
No,
which, that
lovely.
is what I will be eating tomorrow night before we go live. Yeah, so I guess really...
I'm going to ask a
where were
question
we?
now, Andy. It's my turn.
Go on, Adam. Yeah.
So what got you into doing your YouTube side of things? What made you
I was bored.
to do that?
I was bored.
Okay.
Nothing else. Just bored.
Hmm.
I didn't know. I wanted to just do some kind of shitty channel that was more like, there's airsoft stuff in there, but I'm going to put some inappropriate shit in there, something really violent or gory or something. Just something that was different, just my own entertainment. And I started putting up little bits of tech work and just really random short things. And just I had a few scattered customers who were just having their things fixed. Oh, I was using it this weekend and it broke. And you're like, okay, well, I can fix it for you. And then that just became, one day, some guy got arsey. He sent me an email and it basically said that he watches the YouTube channel. He thinks it's interesting and funny. And I've only got fucking 300 subscribers or something, and it's all well and good. But at the end of the video, you dropped an F-bomb, and I watched that of my children. And
how dare you?
It's mature only, but it wasn't like I was just effing and blinding through it. And I had definitely done it before, but it was a proper hard F, I think. So I think it was like motherfucker or something, and he was really upset. So the next video I put up, because that annoyed me, because I'll do what I want. So I put a video up that was like, I'm really sorry for what I did. I won't do that again. I appreciate you might watch this with your family around. I know you can watch this on your TV. I didn't know you could do that. Granny might be over, and I really am sorry. So please continue to follow me, and I really will. If I do catch us swearing, I will edit out the video. And I open a box with a G3 in it. It's in tiny pieces. And I go, oh, what the fuck is this? What sort of cunt? And then I cut it to my logo. And from that point, everyone went, we like him. And those are the people who got the joke. Like,
that's what
this is meant to be funny, right? It's not meant to be serious. You can't take this shit.
This is the one thing that I've noticed about you over the years as well, is you do get the sort of like the more interesting videos, shall we say, that actually explain sort of the techie stuff in detail and like actually explain it.
Yeah, but you've got to mix some bullshit in as well. You can't just tell everyone every last little thing, because then I won't get any work.
No, exactly.
But also, everyone buys a TM Recall because it's the best, and it's not. And they spend £1,000 upgrades because you have to, and you don't. And all this other stuff. And it's like, how do I get these people to think outside the box? I know. Whilst I'm giving them pure facts, I'm going to talk complete bullshit as well.
Yeah.
And that way they've got to really think about why I've said that thing. And
I find that quite a nice mix. You know, I've watched your not to sound like a fanboy now, but I've watched a lot of your videos, and like I tack a lot of my own guns. I've been playing airsoft for 20 odd years. A lot of what I do tech work wise is what I've learned off your videos, like watching you and the little sort of informative bits that you've given. But I like the funny side as well. I like you sort of ripping people and things to pieces, and you know, it's not like
every really there to
oh guys, I'm taking a gun.
It's just there for fun. You know, and it takes quite. If I do something, I've made a mistake, I definitely correct it later on. I go, I fucked this up. This is I said something, it's not actually correct. I might say it again because it's funny, but I accept the fact what I said was wrong, or an opinion changes. I've told a few people recently that video I did on which brands of guns are the best, you know, and I sort of not rank, but I just do, you know, what you can expect out of a particular brand of gun. And I said I really liked a couple of them. And as soon as that video went live, they changed the manufacturing processes, and that company went down the fucking toilet with their stuff. And it's like, oh, brilliant. And now I'm getting inundated with people who want to get this thing done because I said it was really good. And now you can't even put aftermarket gears in them. And you go, fuck's sake. So that was a big regret. But as long as people accept everything that I say with a pinch of salt, as long as people go, he is just doing this to give us entertainment and make us laugh, because we all take this shit far too seriously, which people really do with airsoft. It is not meant to be serious. This is the saddest thing you could possibly do with your time. Like, you're not in the TA, all right? This is
plastic BBs at the end of the day.
It's worse than that, you know. This is Nancy walting at its absolute finest, but somehow they get away with it. That's what airsoft is. It is walting to the waltiest degree without being accused of being a walt. That's what airsoft is. Because you meet anybody who does airsoft, if you ask them to explain what airsoft is, they eventually just have to say the same as paintball.
Yeah.
And you go, yeah, exactly.
You say about the Walton. I remember it coming up on. I think it was UCAC in its shit days, but there was a guy got caught out by Walter Mitties because he posted up a photo saying that he'd done all this service and that he'd done all this contracting work, and the photo was him at South Coast CQB with his red tape around his arms. And I knew it was that site because I recognised the fucking buildings in the background of the photo. I was like, I know that site. That's one of my favourite sites out there.
People would say to me, so did you serve? And I'm like, only once or twice, but I preferred managing the little chef rather than serving the food. And they're like, oh no, like, were you in? And I was like, oh yeah, but they planted those drugs. Like, no, were you in? And I'm like, I don't understand. What do you mean? Because I was in. Oh, I still don't understand what you mean. And they get really pissed off with you because they just want to tell you they're in the military. And it's like, people who are in the military generally don't go, I'm in the military all day long.
And then they come across that one genuine ex-soldier that doesn't make a big deal about it on the site and goes on about it. They're like, oh, so what was your service number? And they were like, oh, I can't remember. And it's like the one thing that anyone who's ever served doesn't forget is this.
Top of their head.
And it's like,
I include that one now. I knew a guy, and I mean, he'd tell me that he's signed up and he's serving. And I'm like, okay, that's great. You are only 17 though, and you are working at W.H. Smith's with me, and I just don't think you're serving. It turned out he was in the cadets.
Yeah.
Well, it wasn't really the cadets. He dropped his sister off to fucking Sea Scouts or something, and it's like, right. But he spoke all the time, using the terminology that you would hear in the military, and it's like, nah, let's move that. Nah, you're being a bit of a knobbin, actually, mate. Shut up.
Yeah.
I know nothing about the military. Absolutely fuck all. Nothing.
Just back in the comments again, John's coming and he said, a number of techs over here don't like Luke because he puts out wrong information on purpose. Maybe watch the whole video to stroke your shit gun and cry.
Yeah.
America.
Always count your BBs by lining them up next to the barrel. Always do that. The Speedy Boys are fucking going mental. Oh my god, look what he's done. Memes and everything. And it's like, yeah, but I've already prepped a second video that I've managed to make go live very, very quickly. Where I pause it and I correct what I said here that isn't actually right, and I take that back, and then I threw in a similar lie that is even more out there and just like really like flat earth levels of absolute nonsense. And fucking going mental. And a few people were like, oh, he's fucking with them. But they've bought it.
They're fucking lapping this shit up to like fucking cats with milk. I said they're just lapping this shit up like cats with a saucer of milk. They fucking love it.
And to this day, that still goes around, but the lining up of the BBs in the chamber. So I thought, how can I poke this? How can I poke this even harder? Turn off commenting.
Yeah.
It's meant to be fun. It's a joke channel. It's not fucking real. Shut up.
Richard Cooper's come and said, what's the next pew for review on Patreon?
For review, I've got one that I've had for a little bit. No, it's only just arrived, but I've had a previous version of it. I was having a review of that go live, but the release date has been pushed back, so I'm not going to do it yet.
Cool. So, Richard, you've got to just wait and find out what it actually is. Oh. Oh.
I hand whittled that Woodstock myself. And it is emerald green and shiny. Oh. And that is a Tanaka pre-ban as well. Oh. Never going to use it.
Never going to use it, though.
It sits up here and gets dusty.
Yeah,
that's what it's for.
So going from you said earlier about your 300 subscribers, you've now got, looking at your YouTube now, you've got 32.2k subscribers. your video that went live 10 hours ago still got pretty much 2,500 views. And one of them is me because I watched it while I was eating my dinner tonight.
By eating your dinner, do you mean wanking on the toilet?
That as well.
Yeah, cool.
That as well. I've got to clean my phone later.
Do you know the worst part of that? I watched Ailey's face to see the reaction rather than seeing you two laugh about it. I was like, what's Ailey going to say about this one then?
I'm not here, to be honest. You just.
To be fair,
doing his new teeth and stupid tattoos, man.
I tried to explain to Ailey about your YouTube and whatnot because to be fair, she's not aware of
people's girlfriends and fucking other halves and whatever. And fucking mothers and parents. They're like, they can hear somebody in the next room being just a vocal pillock, and they're watching that bloody Airsoft man again.
Yeah. So
they're going.
I did try and find.
So I'm still getting to know.
I did try and find to show her evidence of your previous airsoft injuries, as we might have discussed on one of yours on the connection test last night.
That there is a split lip, and that there is still my black eye because an Aries exploded its back out in my face. And that was all going down. I was like, that's really good.
You are a little accident prone with airsoft.
My face is all out here, with this fucking tooth infection. I'm like, oh, what the fuck is going on?
You are a little bit accident prone with airsoft related.
Well, yeah, I'm stupid.
There. I tried to find the other one where you smacked yourself in the face with the barrel, but I couldn't find it anywhere. Have you deleted,
if you go onto Aussie Man Reviews, and he's got that in one of his videos.
Oh, has he?
My face is the actual title card on YouTube.
I'll have to look for
the one of me doing the RPK.
That's the one I showed last night.
And the bipod pops open and clacks me in the eye.
And you just go,
blood like, oh, bro. But I've always been like that. I'm a dumb fuck. Anyone who knows me knows I'm a fucking idiot. I think I'm funny. I think I'm great, and the reality is I'm neither. And I'm always fucking injured doing something stupid. I'm always going to be that way. I am a fucking idiot. There's some brilliant videos from DHL, CCTV, of me walking along carrying a thing, and I put the thing where it's meant to be, and someone in the back of a truck has put another thing right behind my feet. And as I turn around, I fall over, land. I try to roll out of it. You try and look cool, and I stood up from it looking cool as fuck. When you watch it back on CCTV, you realise how hard your face has impacted into your own fucking knee and broke your tooth. And you're like, no, I didn't look cool at all, did I? I look like a pillock.
I've only ever seen one person have something like that happen and actually look cool, and that was one of my buddies, Callum, when we worked in a bar, and he went down the staircase out the back and somehow managed to roll down these stairs, but somehow sit up like that, bolt upright like that on the bottom step with his feet on the floor, and it was like stick landing.
The dude on the skateboard, he fucks up. He completely bails his fucking his trick, and he falls over. It lands on his bum on the skateboard, and it just rolls towards the camera. And as he lands, he braces himself like he paid for, and he goes, "Oh."
I'm actually meant to do this.
But this shit always happens. Like at the mall, there was I feel like fucking Alison Hannigan, American Pie, at the mall. There was this, we did police and military firearms training. So all I do is open the site, walk them around, help them out with places they need to go, bits and bobs like that. And the trainers would be there doing it. And it could be blanks, it could be sims, it could be whatever. Sometimes they shut down, the road you stood and waited in the road, where you had the pictures up earlier on. Sometimes they'd shut that entire road and part of the town centre so they could just literally get coppers out of bed and go, we've got a situation. And on the way, they go, by the way, it's a training op. And there'd be people, you can see the police, and they're standing in the street, and they're firing simunition and blanks up that front corridor. And there's other police officers pretending to be terrorists with fucking full auto blank firing AKs. Da-da-da-da-da-da. And people are just pushing their buggies and walking behind the police going, I wonder what's going on in there. And it's
just chilling.
Right? So I'm sat there one day and I'm building props for an event we were doing. And I had to make this this bomb vest thing. And I just, JC had made these really cool C4 packs out of sponge and some, pretty paper, some wires and LEDs, and it was cool. So I decided we're going to have a bomb vest as one of the props for one of the games. So I'm making this bomb vest. Now, there are certain areas where they're not allowed to have their they have to walk into the safe zone area, the same safe zone as you guys have been in, but it's how they perceive it to be safe. So they can have it all loaded and whatever else. It's not an airsoft site right now. It's the police training. It's how they would do it. And this one time, I'm just sat there making this bomb vest, and they've seen a door that says, do not enter. And they've gone, well, if I was a terrorist, that's where I'd be. And they've kicked in the rear safe zone door, and I'm just like, you see him on the CCTV, suddenly freeze, like, no, you don't fuck up the training by going, everyone out, this is preposterous. And these guys, they kick open the fucking office door, and I'm sat there, surrounded by bomb-making equipment, and guys pointing fucking simunition LMTs at me and G36s. I'm like, so I push a chair back, my hands out to the side, and like, what are you doing? And I've gone, fuck you, pig, like this. And this officer's picked me up, and I've gone up in the air and just on the fucking floor. Like I was nothing. Because back then I weighed 10 stone 3. So he's
like
gone,
a ragdoll.
and the trainer's just coming behind them like this. I'm so sorry. And the CCTV's being played back, and everyone's watching. All the staff are watching it. Like, this is fucking brilliant. And I'm there on the floor like this, and they zip tie my hands. The plastic cuff things. They zip tie me on the floor, and the trainer's like, "You're not actually meant to be in here. Can you go?" And they're like, "Oh, okay." And that's the point where I realise
that you're not getting out of the plastic cuffs.
No, they put one on each hand, and they hadn't actually secured me at all. And I turned the trainer, he's come back in and gone, "I'm really sorry, Luke." I'm like, "They're not very good, are they?" And he's like, "Do you want to go out?" And I'm like, "Yes, I fucking do." And I grabbed out a Glock 17 blank fire and went, "We're fucking doing this." And I went out, and the trainers were all, "This is really funny." And so, "Oh, that's the guy from the office earlier on, the guy making the bombs." I'm like, "Yeah, clack, clack, clack." And ran like fuck.
As you
Everyone's
do, yeah.
stupid, but only I can get arrested during a fucking training off. And I'm not even training.
Yeah.
I'm
You're
not even
part of it.
I'm not even meant to be there. I'm just someone,
Got a question come here from Luke Curtin. He says, "What's your views on airsoft becoming competitive?"
When you say it's competitive, I assume it means like the speed soft side.
Yeah,
of it, maybe.
I believe so. Yeah, from what?
Did you know in Poland they've got the same name for snails as they do slugs? Schlimak. Do you know that?
Okay, I think that answers that question.
The same word for
I think that answers
fart
it.
and bumblebee. Bonk. Same thing.
So yeah, I think
Bollocks as well, isn't it?
I think that sums up Luke's feelings. We're going to come back to that show at a later date.
That'd be like, let's have a football tournament, right? But there's no ref and no fans, all right? And we're going to trust you not to fall over in the box to get a penalty.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, that's going to work, isn't it? It's all competitive now. It's like a real sport. Okay. Yeah. If you go to Burger King, they've got real Angus beef. Yeah. Okay.
And what was it? The liquid smoke that I had on the adverts for all those years, and that fucking shit like that.
Yeah. Just oh god.
Just come back.
That's why vaping got so popular in airsoft. Like no one really cared about vaping because airsofters are unfit and they smoke. But what they do like is they do like sitting down, and they do like vaping at the camera and holding their toy guns. They can look like they're walking through the smoke, and they just look like some kind of inbred maniac coming out of stars in their eyes.
Fun
So
fact,
that's
I know of a shop that used to use that for their special effects. They used to go and get one of the techs and get him to just vape into their photo box.
I've done
to
a
get
couple
all
of my
their
videos. One day I got Shane. I was like, Shane. It's an Uzi pistol thing. I did with the laser on it. And I was like, Shane, do you need a fag? And he's like, well, yeah, I'll do it. Yeah, I'll need a fag. Yeah. I was like, can you have one here so you can blow the smoke on top of the gun? He's like, oh, inside? I'm like, yeah. There's a way to blow the smoke on here, but only do it once and go outside holding your breath. And he did. It's a good fucking picture. Who's my cigarette? There's some smoke in here. You know what I mean?
Just to come back to something
Why do you do that, mate?
you touched on earlier, just to sort of finish off on this one. You mentioned obviously you do all the tech work in the UK for Noveridge.
AEG. Noveridge, I do the AEGs. I don't do the bolt action.
Okay, I stand corrected. AEG. I misunderstood, but anyway, we moved. Yeah. How did that relationship come around then? How did you get into that with Novrich?
I put up a video that it was me saying, if you got to have a VFC, if you have to have a VFC, just the Novrich one is the best one because they've taken out some of the shit's parts, and that's the entire video, but prolonged over half an hour.
I remember that video,
and like my normal shit. And he sent me an email or a message or something saying, "Can I have a chat with you about the video?" But I thought he meant a different video, where the old lady, I think she's Scottish, and she's leaning over a lawnmower, and I made this like 10-second little snippet video of. Just a meme that was like, today I'm here and we're doing a 200-person meal sim and I've got mine. And it cuts to her going, "Oh, shut up, you cunt." And I thought it was that video. And I was like, okay, all right. He's like, "So I saw your video." I'm like,
"Sorry, Mr. Novrich."
Okay, I'm really sorry. And he's like, "No, it was good." Because it was informative. And I'm like, there's not the old lady video.
Have you watched the whole video?
The old lady video is like that. And he explained that basically he needs a UK tech. And I'm clearly not afraid of mincing my words and whatever. And I was like, "Yeah, I'll do it, no problem." And then that was it. Just once you've got through to Novrich, yeah, no problem at all. Here's the details. Send it over to him, and then he'll fix it. Put factory parts back in there. Let us know what's gone on, and then he'll send it back, and that's it.
Fair
Easy.
play.
And I've been doing that now for 2 years.
Yeah. That's good, man. That's good. You've got that relationship with.
Yeah.
It's not good. I have to take down my very funny meme, and it was a very funny meme. Got to do the right thing.
I bet it's still tucked away somewhere in the archives.
In the wank bag.
When you've got a glory, everyone's got one of those memes you can't show anybody because it's that good. You can't show anyone. Everyone's got one. And it's like that joke that you just don't tell anybody because it's that good. And you daren't tell a soul. Everyone's got one.
Because HR would want to hear it as well.
Oh, God, yeah. Yeah, exactly. So, yes, that's basically, that was it. That was the entire 40-minute conversation with him. And I think that's the only time I've really spoken to him. After that is just dealing with, his staff, his people's.
Minions.
Tanaka Browning in OD.
So I think we're gonna call it a night there because we've been going well over an hour now.
Yeah, my phone's just hit 15%, so it's gonna fuck you off in a second.
Okay, so where can people get in touch with you then, Luke?
Carrier pigeons.
Internet. Yeah, I mean, like, I've got a website. I've got some YouTube thing.
Oh, no one's ever heard of
I
that.
put shit memes on Instagram because that's all I use Instagram for. Don't message me on Instagram. I'm not going to look. Every couple of weeks, I've got to check messages. Like
that's why you never replied to
on.
me for ages when I said, "Oh, can we get you on the show?" And you were like, "Just WhatsApp me." I was like, "Okay."
Yeah, just Jesus Christ! I'm never going to look here. I'm never going to look here. What do you want? Seriously.
So I was quite lucky that you replied to me then.
I mean, that message could have been. Sometimes I reply to a message going, "I'm really sorry, I don't check messages here. Can you send me an email?" And it's like, I sent that 3 years ago, and I'm like,
"Oops,
all right,
whoops."
Just didn't need help.
I found quite.
Is your gun still broken?
Is it? I don't even play Airsoft no more. I wish I didn't. Sorry, mate.
Cool. Adam, where can people find you?
Instagram. Tags there. For those of you that are listening, at GT_02.Sierra Golf.
Oh, bless him. Oh, you go, girl.
Ailey.
Oh, his little socks.
Yeah, same again. Just Instagram for my Airsoft stuff, really. Tag us here. It's at GT_06.mini.
Cool. And as for me, you can, well, you know where to find me by now. If you don't, fuck off. An hour with Luke, and I've just basically turned into him.
He can hear calzone with kebab meat in.
He's calling to him.
Yeah.
You've got to get one of those and open its little cheesy flaps like some kind of dead hooker. And he's going to be there at your
It's
door,
cheesy
boring
flap.
away.
And on that note, we'll call
Don't
it a
forget,
night
guys,
there. So,
we are doing a little Insta Live tomorrow, just a
oh yeah,
trial.
Oh yeah.
We're just going to be chatting shit and kit prepping, ready for game day on
bye.
Saturday.
yeah. John's coming. We don't
Yep.
care about you, and he just cinnamon. Luke's gone. He's obviously
Bye,
his phone
Luke.
died.
He's gone.
I think his phone died, didn't it? He said he was on 50%.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
John said, "We don't care
Yeah.
about you, Andy. Just cinnamon." But cinnamon
I
is locked
agree,
out because
John.
he is a
I don't care
little
about Andy.
shit.
Yeah. So
Not at all.
Cinnamon is such a little shit right now that he's locked
tomorrow-
out, so he can't piss me off.
tomorrow,
So tomorrow night, live
Yeah.
Instagram Chairsofter after hours, just trying it out, and we're going to see if we make that a regular feature.
Yeah, if anybody wants to join, click
it's
the
gonna be a lot more
request to
casual.
join. If you want to join, just type in the comments that you want to join, that kind of thing.
Oh, he's back
We'll
again.
add you in. Here he is. We'll add you back. We'll add you in. We'll have a chat with you. Me and
Yeah.
Andy will be
Richard's saying,
We're
where
just
are we
gonna
playing
chat
Sunday?
shit.
We're actually playing Saturday at
Rift
Rift's
the Battery.
new site, the Battery.
Looking forward to it. It should be good.
Yeah.
Tell
yeah,
Tony he's a big, lovely, handsome man. I love Tony.
I will. But yeah, that's it from us. So take care of yourself, take care of each other, don't be a dick, and we'll see you guys in 2 weeks' time. Bye for now.
and call your hits.